Hey, what's up, guys? I haven't vlogged for a while. Have you missed me? Um, Mainly because I haven't been playing that much or studying that much on the motivation, especially since Monaco. But I've been playing in a weekly chouette, and something came up which got me thinking a little bit about the responses in the third roles, and that was I was playing a strong player, and he played a 4-1 opening, um, slotting the 5 point, which is according to XG, just a tiny error, 0.007 or something. But he said he does it against anyone he wants to complicate the games. Fair enough. And he was playing me, and he did this, which I took as a bit of an insult. And then, funnily, a couple of games later, I'm in the box, and he's the captain. And I rolled 4-1, and I decided to play it like this against him, just to sort of see what happens. It's not my standard play, actually. And then he rolled a 3-2. Um, let's just put it that way. Yeah. And what did he do? He brought two men down, and he hadn't been watching my opening response video, because we know that after a 3-2 you're supposed to split to the 21 point and come down to the 11, and his play of 11 and 10 was a 0.036. So it's almost a double error, like giving away 0.04 or something like that, just on the opening response. And this guy plays for England. He's bit stronger than me, I would say. Pretty good player, making opening response mistakes, which is crazy, really, if you think how deep chess players play. And then I was thinking to myself, okay, what about the third rule? I've done the videos for the opening responses whenever someone makes a point, runs or splits, and that helped me going through them all, the learning process for myself. And I thought, third rule, I don't often make blunders when I'm practicing with XG on the third roll, but I'm not perfect. And I thought I'd have a go. And I know there's a lot of literature out there, like Knack wrote a book, first of a series, he didn't finish it. I think Thomas Tendon's writing a book, and I'm sure there must be lists of the optimal plays. But for me, going through them myself, it's just a learning process where I'm not just learning by rote, but I'm trying to teach myself as I go along, a bit like I did on the opening responses. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And I thought, obviously, there's a lot of third roll, loads of third rolls to go through. It would probably take me a whole week if I was going to do every single one. But I'm going to just have a crack at them by theme. And today, we're going to look, what do you do on the third roll when you make a point and then opponent makes a point? So let's start with 3-1, 3-1. And we're going to go through, and then after 3-1, what happens if opponent rolls 4-2 or 5-3? If he rolls a 6-4, he's not going to make the 2 point. Very unlikely he does. It's the wrong play. So we'll just have to look at those, and we'll go through them sequentially. But let's start with 3-1, 3-1. Now this is the only ones I've done so far, is after the 3-1, 3-1, just because I wanted to see, and I actually made quite a few mistakes. Some of them were surprising to me. So I'll go through them with you now, and then the next ones I'm doing fresh. It's not rote learning at all. So 6-5, obviously we won, run. And 6-4, when I had a go at this, all my life I've just played this, run. I thought I want to minimize being hit here, escape a man, duplicate 2 somewhat, because 4-2 double 2 is good for him anyway. But it's quite wrong. Let's just have a look. It's better just to come out and down, keeping the contact, and I guess unloading the heavy stack on the mid. So running is already a 0.016, which is not unsubstantial. It's almost an error. So it's better just to play like this. And then obviously 6-3, 6-2 is going to be the same, I think. Once you know 6-4 is like that, 6-3, 6-2 definitely are. Let's just check. I know 6-3 is. 6-2, yeah, it's going to be the same. See why with a 6-4 it would be right not to run, but with a 6-2 there's no other play really. Yeah, even more of the case. So 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, you're supposed to split to the 18 and come down. I guess there's quite a bit of duplications. 6 is to hit, and 6 is for him to come out. And also, when you split here, if he hits you with a 1, you've got multiple returns when you've got the 5-point made. So I've learnt something straight away. So that's all the 6's response. 6-1, obviously we make the bar. Let's move on to the fives. So 5-4, there's no other play, 2 down. 5-3, do you make the point or do you come up and split? Let's have a think. I just looked at this morning, actually. It shows how bad my memory is. I think it might be quite close, but I would probably come up and down because you unload the midpoint and you make the major split. The 5-3 strips the 8, making the 3 point. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty bad to make the 3 point. In fact, it's better to bring 2 down than make the 3 point. So 21 and 8 is right here. I think a lot of people would make the 3 point. 5-2, it's pretty clear to split, I believe. Yeah, it's a blunder not to, after he's made the 3 point. Now 5-1 is more interesting. It's actually right on the borderline, I think, whether to play to the 5, which is incy-wincy, tiny bit better. I'm just using plus plus. If someone's rolled it out a billion times and something's wrong on plus plus, please post in the comments and let me know. But for my purposes, plus plus is good enough. So yeah, they're pick 'em basically between split and there. I'd probably split just because it's easier to remember, because you split with most ones. 4-1. Oh, this is interesting. So if it was borderline with 5-1, it's definitely wrong with 4-1 to split, because you're leaving the outside blot as well. So it must be better to play 9 and 5. I would think with a 4-1 than just come than to split. Even though you want to split after he's made the 5 point, you're winning the priming game by playing 13-9-6-5 like this. You don't want him to attack you with some 4s. Let him play, and you're going to out prime him. It's better than splitting often after he makes the 5 you want to split, but here that's a liability. Easy to go wrong there. 3-1. I think this is really close between all the plays. I think maybe 21 and 5 might be best. I think all my life I played 10 and 23 before I looked at it this morning, but they're all really close, I think, after 3-1. Doesn't really matter too much. That's why it's taking a long time to roll it out. Yeah, all the plays are pretty close. 2-1. I guess it's probably close again, but I would come down and split 11 and 23. Let's have a look. It might be right, 22 and 5. It's quite good to split to the... I think one of the reasons why it's not so hot to split with a 1 is because you give him a good 4. When you made the 5 point, he's back on the 24. His 4s play badly except 4-2. Yeah, so 22 is much better. I think most of my life I played 11 and 5, all those games, but now I've learned 22 and 5 is better, because you don't really want to give him a good 4 to attack, whereas when you split with the 2, his 3s are quite good anyway. He comes to the edge of the prime or makes a point, something like that. So you make a nice split with the 22, and this helps the prime. And I guess coming to the 11 doesn't really do that much when you've got the 5 point made already, because it's 6 away from gives you some outfield coverage and a 6-4 to make the bar, and it only leaves him 6-4, but it's just not a priority. It's better to make a nice split into the 5. How many people get this one right over the board? I can't remember anyone playing that against me. Okay, so that's... Oh, we've got to go through the doubles, I guess, as well. So double 6 is obvious, out and down. Double 5, you make the 3. Double 4, I guess you make the board. And if you make the 9 point, where are the last 2? I'll just make the board with a double 4. Let's have a look. With a 4 and 2 points. It's pretty close, but actually 9 and 4 is better. I mean, it's unusual to make this structure because this isn't part of the 6 prime. Sorry, yes it is. The 9 and the 4 are connected, but it's not bearing, and it is bearing on the 3. Ignore what I said. Anyway, they're quite close. Maybe this just leaves a bit stripped, but I don't know. Not really a big deal. Don't know if I remember this one. Double 3. It's clear we've got to come up and make the 21 point. What do we do the last two? Do we unload the 13 and make the 10, or make the 3 point? I would say make the 10 point, because otherwise, a little bit like the last play, you're a bit stripped. If you make the 3 and stacked, you're going to have 4 strip points and a stacked mid. 10 and 3 looks kind of smooth. Let's have a look. Probably quite close. Yeah. Exactly the same difference, 0.01. Slightly better just to make the 10. So double 2 is obviously going to be the 22 and the 4 point. And double 1. I mean, there is making the bar and splitting to the 22, but I'm pretty sure just making the 4 points best. You're winning the priming game then. Yeah, clearly best. Okay, so we've gone through all the 3-1 responses to 3-1. So let's have a look when else he makes a point. So after 4-2, are there any differences? 6-5, obviously we run. So 6-4 after a 3-1 we were supposed to play to the 18 and 9. Is it going to be any different for this? I mean, we could make the 2 point, but that's pretty ugly. So I'd say stick, make the same play, 18 and 9. The differences we want to sort of look at, because then they're easy to remember. If everything's the same and we just look for the differences. Yeah, so this is the same, 18 and 9, duplicating the 6s. My guess is 6-3 is going to be the same, out and down. Yeah, and probably the same for 6-2. Definitely don't want to give him a good 4 coming all the way to the 16, so it's going to be 8 and 11. Oh, it's pick 'em between just coming in and 8 and 11, so easier to remember 18 and 11. 6-1, obviously we make the bar. Moving on to the 5s, 5-4, obviously down and split, 5-3. So after the 3-1 we split in 18 and 21, but we can't do that now. So with 5-3, I guess we just make the point. We could come 10 and 8, just leave 6-3. Double 3 is good for him anyway. I'm guessing just making the point right here and now is better. 18 and 8 and 10 wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, 8 and 10 is better. It's just smoother looking than this, I guess. Stacked and shot. Also, 6-1's good for him, but it gives him a good 3-4. It's just a bit ugly. This is fine. Yeah, it does look prettier when you look at it. So 5-2 is obviously a split. It's got to be right. Yeah. 5-1. So it was pick 'em after 3-1, 3-1. Now I would say, if it was pick 'em after 3-1, 3-1, whether to come down and 5 or split, now I would say it's better to play 6 and 8 and 5 actually, rather than split, because if you split, it's giving him a good 4s, which is horrible. So I'm going to go for 13, 8, 6, 5. Let's have a look. No, wrong logic. Split. So it wasn't a priority after he's made the 5 point, but it's a priority after he's made the 4 point to split. I mean, do you remember when it was 3-1, 3-1? It's pick 'em. I think it was marginally better to come to the 5 with that ace, but after this, it's better to split. Quite considerably. It's an error not to. Okay, well I'm just going to split with 5-1 after both 3-1 and 4-2, and I don't have anything to remember. I'm not quite sure why. If anyone knows, post in the comments. 4-3, obviously we come up and down. 4-2, we make the point. 4-1, 13-9. So again, after the 3-1, it was clear to play 6-5. I'm going to stick with it because it was so clear. But after the 5-1, it wouldn't surprise me if we have to split. Sorry, here we can play 20 and 5 better. Yeah, major split and unstack. Yeah, much better. That one's obvious. 3-2, not obvious, but I think it's right. 3-2, we're coming down with a 3. What do we do with a 2? I think we split. Have a balanced game. No reason why not to, and to bring 2 down. Yeah. 3-1. I guess it's down and split. Looks normal. Don't see anything else except the major split, really. Yeah, 23 and 10. 2-1. It's going to be the same thing, I think. 11 and 23. Only giving 6-4, which is good on both sides of the board. On 22-5 actually is an option. Sorry, 22-5 splits to the edge of the prime. Close. Not close. 23-11. Okay, so after 3-1, 3-1. Sorry. 2-1. Okay, so we just make the normal play. 23 and 21. Let's go through the doubles. Double 6 obviously is out and down. Double 5 we make the 3-point. Double 4, I'm thinking obviously we make the 20. Looks natural to make the 9-point rather than the 4, and leaving this stacked and nothing in the outfield. Yeah, double 3. Okay, well 13-10 twice is for sure. Do we carry them on to make the bar or make the 3-point? So we could do this. 5 strip points. This looks better to me. Let's have a look. Yeah, double 2. Well, 24-22s for sure. We could make the 4-point or his 5-point. I'm pretty sure it's right to make his 5-point here because it just immobilizes that 4-point, makes it useless. You're not primed anymore. Oh, sorry, put it from the wrong place. I don't want to continue. Yes, I do. So double 2 from here. Sorry, how did I mess this up? Much better to make the 4-point. God, I made a .134. That's not good. Yeah, it's just a normal balanced game. I don't know what I'm thinking. You got the 4-point, you got the better prime, you got an anchor. There's no rush to make this. It's stacked in here. 4-point's just huge. So that was a bad blunder I made there. I'm not quite sure why. Don't even think I'd do that over the board. Anyway, 22 and 4. Double 1. It's just going to make your 4-point, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at 3-1-5-3. The last of the after the 3-point, and he makes a point. Let's go through them again. 6-5, obviously we run. 6-4. What do you think here? Making the 2 points an option after he's made the 3, coming out and down, or running all the way. after the 3-1 and 4-2 it was right. I don't really see why it's much different here. So I play 18 and 9, but I've got a feeling they're pretty close. Let's have a look. Yeah, 18 and 9, so it's going to be the same thing for 6-3, 6-2. It's just 6-3 for sure. Let's just have a look at 6-2. Because it was close between coming into the 5 and 18-11 after 4-2. Anyway, I'm going to play 18-11. So this time it's right to come into the 5. So after, how are we going to remember this? So after the 4 point, it was pick'em. After the 5 point, it's right to so when he makes the 5 point, 3-1, 3-1, 6-2, you're supposed to come out and down. Here it's out and down, or into the 5 is pick'em. And after the 5-3, you just want to come in, not get hit. I'm not exactly sure why, but if someone, some genius can tell me. Maybe you're not being primed quite as much as not an urgent need. If you split, you get attacked with 1 6s and 5s. Anyway, 6-1, we make the bar. 5-4, it's just the normal 8 and 20 down and split, I would think. Yeah, 5-3. What would you do here? So after the 3-1, it was right to come down here, but here we're giving him a good 4. If we split and come down, we could just make the 5 point. But after the 4-2, it was right to play both off here. It's just 6-3. This looks kind of nice. I'm going to go with that. What do you reckon at home, folks? 5-3, 5-3, 5-3. Triple 5-3. No. Big mistake not to split. 24-21, 13-8. So after 3-1, 3-1, it's right to split. Considerably. After 4-2, sorry, you can't split after 4-2. That's why it was right to come down with 2 down. Because you can't split. But after 5-3 you can, so it's just the same as a 3-1. So it's right to split. Okay, you got the better board. You need an anchor now, he's made a point, so you don't get primed or whatever. If he attacks you, you're going to war with you got the same number of points, but yours are in a better place. Don't just want to be sent back by 6-3. Or double 3. Okay, let's move on. 5-2, there's no choice but to come down with 2. 5-1, I would just split. 8 and 23 looks normal. No, well, yeah, absolutely pick 'em between 6 to 5 and splitting. So we'll split for memory's sake. 4-1. What'd you do here? I come up and split 20 and 5. Seems to do good things on both sides of the board. Make a major split. Diversify your builders. Don't leave another man in the outfield. Nope. Better just to come down. Half an error, 0.009. So what's the reason here? I don't know. I'm not going to take all day over it. And what about the 3-1? Well, if 4-1's right, I think 3-1 will be right to play to the 10 and 5. It only leaves 6-3, and it gives you let's see, 10 and 5, a bit like 4-1's 9 and 5. Probably close with the split. Just looks nice, 10 and 5. Close plays. 10 and 5 marginally right. So 2-1. I mean, 13-11. Well, you could just step up to the 21, but no, this unstacks the mid. 13-11. I'm going to split with a 1 this time. Yeah, close. Double 6, obviously out and down. Double 5, we make the 3. Double 4, we make the 20. And what do we do with the last 2? Is it 9 or 4? So we're thinking about 3, 1, 5, 3, double 4. So that's 2. Where are my last 2? I'll do this. 3 points and stripped. This just looks better. So I would make the 9, not the 4. Yeah. Double 3. I make the 21 and the 10. Same principle. Unstack, extra point. Not loads of strip points. Yeah. And double 2, there's no choice. 11 and 10. Double 1. Double 1, we can just make the 4, or we could, I think it's just the 4. And we could do 2, 3, 4. Looks pretty nice. In a way, it just lets him attack us. Simple man, let's just do that. Yeah. Gosh. Would have been a .167 to even think about it. Okay, so 6-4, he's not going to make the point, so there's no point really looking at. The only other one after a 3-1 that's worth looking at, the only other point he can make, well, we could look at all the doubles, but I think this is enough for now. If he makes a 6-1. 3-1, 6-1. 6-5 is forced to come 2 down. 6-4, just get running. There's nothing else. 6-3, just get running. Nothing else. 6-2, we could just run or come in. I think we just, even 6-2, we don't want to give him a good 4, but I don't think coming in's any good here. So I'll just get running with the 6-2. 24-16. Seems quite close because the computers take you a long time. Yeah, exactly pick 'em. So it was like that 6-2 we came in after the 5-3 was correct. So it's obviously not that bad to come in and bring another man, I hate this phrase, but into the zone, rather than just give him a good 4, which is horrible, except 4-2. Double 4. Actually, even 6-4, the 4s aren't that bad. Anyway, let's pick 'em. So I'm going to run. 6-1, we make the bar. 5-4, down and split like normal. Can't imagine why not. Yeah. 5-3. I guess we just make the point. I mean, we could split and down. We could come down with 2. I think having that third interval point. No, so I've blundered here. 0.08. After he's made the bar, it's a priority to split. We've already got the 5 point. I guess look at it, it does so much more. It splits, it unstacks the mid, it brings the checker to the 8. Distribution is nice, you've got a stronger board. Whereas this is just, whoops. This really is crapola. I mean, look at this. Look at this. You're stuck back on the 24, blot on the 8, stack mid. Horrible. That was deserving of a blunder. Maybe just because I'm doing too many of these in a row, I'm not thinking straight now. I don't think I'd do that over the board. It's clearly when you look at it better. So 5-2, I think it's going to be right just to split with the 2. Why not? There's no point coming down to the 11 when you made the 5 already. 5-1, looks like it's pretty important to split against the bar, so I'm going to split again, 8 and 23. Yeah, it's not that far apart. Let's go down to the 4s. So 4-3, 21 and 9 is nearly always right with these kind of. Actually, it might be 20 and 10 here, because 20 and 10 I'm going to go for. It doesn't give him a good 4, and it gives us a live 6 to make the 4 point. Yeah, it's marginally better than 21 and 10. 4-2 makes the point. 4-1, interesting. And we can play 20 and 5 or 9 and 23. How could I not know this? I've been playing backgammon all my life, training with XG now and again all my life. Not all my life, maybe 20 years. Snowy, its predecessor, and I don't even know this. How crazy is that? Pitiful. What are we going to go for? I'm sure I would play 9 and 23 over the board. That's what I normally play. Looking at it, I quite like 20 and 5. Maybe they're close. I'm not going to torture myself. I'll go with 9 and 23, just because that's what I always do, but not be surprised if that's wrong. So what do I play normally? 23 and 9 is a 0.04 double error. I guess it just doesn't do very much, this small split, does it? It gives him 6-2, 5-3. This does look better, I've got to say. It's where you want to split to, and it diversifies as well. Yep. XG always makes the pretty plays. Okay, so we know that one now. 3-1. Let's fuck with my head now, because usually 10 and 23, but now perhaps it's this, same principle. And even this looks kind of nice unstacking, giving us, only gives them 6-3. Okay, let's go for 21 and 5. I'm not sure. Let's see. Dum dum dum. Yeah, 21 and 5. Okay. So we've got this principle that after the bar you want to be splitting to the 20 or 21, not the minor split, which kind of makes sense because it doesn't even give you air. All it helps you do is sort of try and make the 20 or 21 next time with the split odd numbers. It's different when he's made another point, because then by doing the minor split you've got 6s and 5s out here. It doesn't give you 6s and 5s out. So you want to go for that major split. Makes sense. 2-1. Is it going to be the same principle? Yeah. Let's go for 22 and 5. 11 point doesn't do you much. Doesn't do much for you. So in the olden days I just play 11, 23 without thinking. Now we're going to go for 22 and 5, because maybe we've learned something from the 4-1 and 3-1. Is it going to be right? Yeah, error not to. Okay, good. So I've learned something today at least. Double six is forced, isn't it? To make this bar and the deuce. Don't really see much else. Double five. Let's just check, just to make sure there's nothing funny like 4 down. Must be the bar and the deuce. Don't know why it's taking so long, this one. Yeah. Double five, we're going to make the 3. Double four, it's going to be 20 and 9. Like always, I think. Double 3 is going to be 21 and 10. Don't see why that's going to be any different. Unstacking the mid, making the advanced anchor. And double 2. Yeah, and double 2, as usual, the conundrum play. I'm going to say the 11 point doesn't do much up to the 5. So we're going to go 24, 22, and we either make the 4 or the 20. I think we learned from the other ones that the 4 point does something on both sides of the board. It's pretty strong prime and anchor, so we're going to go for that. Rather than just making the 20. Let's see. Yeah. And double 1, it's going to be right to make the good old 4 point. Can't imagine anything else. Okay, so we've gone through them all now. That's all the points after 3-1. Let's move on to when we roll a 4-2 and our opponent makes the points. And then we can do 5-3 and 6-4, and then we're done for today. How long have we been going? We've been going 37 minutes. But I'm in the rhythm now. May as well continue. I've got another hour max, so let's bash through as many as I can. I'll probably rewatch it a few times, send myself to sleep, and maybe drum it into my brain the right place. Maybe something more will pop out, or I'll read your comments, insightful comments from my loyal viewers. If you're still awake, if you're still watching, if you haven't tuned out yet. Right, so after 4-2, he makes a 3-1. What are we going to do? 6-5, obviously we run. 6-4, deuce point is horrendous. I think it's going to be 18 and 9. Yeah, we've learnt that. And I think the same thing for the 6-3 and the 6-2. This can't be 15, giving him a good 3. It's got to be 18 and 10 here. And assume, 18 and 11 for the 6-2. 6-1 is going to make the point. So these are pretty easy. 5-4, there's nothing else but 2 down. 5-3, I think we've learned we've got to split and come down. After 3-1, it's right. So why not after 4-2, 5-3? We're getting super prime. We need to be at the 21. Yeah. 5-2, we're going to have to split. It's clear. 5-1, the same thing. 8 and 23, nothing else. 4-3, it's going to be up and down. 21 and 9. Don't think there's anything else here. Just come to the edge of the prime. So these seem quite easy so far. Yeah. 4-2, this probably is going to be closer. I played 21 and 20. 4 for sure, I'm coming down. 2, do I come down or split? If I split, it gives him a good 3, which is bad here. I still think it's a priority rather than... This isn't bad, but my guess is to split with a 4-2 here. You just need to split after he's made the 5. Even if there's some 3s you're making good. Yeah. 4-1, same thing, priority must split. You're not going to start slotting against the better board. Okay, so this seems pretty easy so far. Let's go through the fives. 5, 4, 2 down. So we've done the fives, haven't we? Yeah. Let's do the 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1 we've just done. So 3, 2. 3, 2. 21 and 11, I would think. Don't really see much else. Make the major split, come down, unstack. Just gives them 6, 4. Yeah. 3, 1, obviously make the 5. 2, 1. Nothing else but 11 and 23. Double 6, we know what to do. Double 5, we know what to do. Double 4, we know what to do. Double 3 is a 21 point, and the 5 point. It's got to be the 5 points so strong. 21 and 5, no, not 21 and 10. Unstacking. I mean, the 10 and the 4 don't work too well together. Yeah. It's just obviously huge. So double 2, there's nothing else. 22 and 11. Double 1, make the rack. Is that what they call it? 7, 6, 5, massive. Okay, so we've gone through those. That was pretty quick. So we've done the 3, 1. Now, after our 4, 2, and he rolls 4, 2, he's going to play it like that. 6, 5 we run. 6, 4. It's not going to be any different. 18 and 9, I would think. That's what we've learned. Yeah. 6, 3, 6, 2, I'd say are going to be the same. 6, 1 makes the bar. 5, 4 down and split. 5, 3, have to make the 3. Let's just make, hold on. 5, 3 could be 2 down here. No, but that leaves 6, 3 and 4, 5, which are bad. So I'd make the 3 point. Yeah, at least it's stacked in the shot, but you don't need the 6, 3, 4, 5. You need the 6, 1, which is duplicated in the 4, 3. Yeah, so you make the 3. 5, 2. Got to play to the 8 and split. Don't see any reason why not to split. Although it gives him 5s and 3s to attack you, which is bad here. So maybe coming down is close. No, it's still right to split. 5, 1, it's going to be to split. So they're all the same. 4, 1 down and split. 3, 1 makes the 5. 2, 1 down and split. So it's all pretty much all the same as after he's made the 5. Double 6, we know what to do. Double 4, 20 and 9. Double 3, I'm going to make the 5 point. Well, we're going to make both in the board points. Double 2. Obviously, we're coming up with 2. Do we make the 11, unstacking and making that point 6 away? Or just come up to the 20? This distributes and makes an extra point. Just the quality of the 4 point once he's made that. But before it was wrong, so this does look a bit stacked and stripped. Okay, I'm going to go with the points, 22 and 11. No! I was wrong. So this time, 4, 2, 4, 2, it's just right to make this. Just trying to think, what was the one before? Well, obviously we come up here, here. Okay. Maybe it just neutralizes his 4 point here. You're not primed anymore. So it's just clearly better to make that anchor now in the 11 once he's made the 4 point. Okay, I'm going to move on. Double 1, it's obvious to make the rack. So now 4-2, and he plays a 5-3. Let's go through them. We know the process. 6-5 we run. 6-4. Guess we're going to stick with 18 and 9, but not convinced. Certainly be easier to remember if it is. Yeah. 6-3, 6-2. I don't see any reason why not to. Let's just make sure with the 6-2. Not doing anything wacky like slot. Yeah, so 6-4, 6-3, 6-2. We know the drill now. 6-1, we know what to do. 5-4, down and split. 5-3. What are we doing with 5-3? I think we come down and split. Does lots of different things. It was right before. Yeah. 5-2, there's no choice but 2 down. 5-1, we're not slotting here, we're going to split. So show you how bad the slot is. After we make points and he makes points, you see it's the blunder. 4-3. He hasn't got a good 3, so we don't want to do the major split to the 20. We'll split to the 21 and 9. Pretty sure that will be right. A lot of his 4s are good anyway, so it's going to be 21 and 9. I'm convinced of that. Yeah, 4-2. Well, the 2 we have to come down, and the 4, I guess we split to the 20, even though it gives him a good 3. I think it's better than this, which just gives him a 6-2 and 6-4, and just doesn't, yeah. Okay, so 20 and 11 I'm going to go for. That was a mistake. I guess our prime with the 4 point is purer than his with the 3 point, so we play the priming game. It's only 6-2, 6-4. Maybe double 2. Might not even hit with that, probably not. Yeah, and this does give him that good 3, which we don't want to do once we made the 3 point. Yeah, this kind of makes sense. I think I should get that one right. 4-1, down and split, nothing else. 3-1, we make the point. 2-1, down and split. Let's go through the doubles. Double 6, we make the bar. Double 5, we make the 3. Double 2, I guess we make the 9, not the deuce. Which looks normal. Double 1, we make the rack. So that was not too difficult after 5-3. Just went wrong with the 4-2. So after 4-2, 6-4. Oops, sorry. Start again with the 6s. 6-5, we run. 6-4. All the other 6-4s have been 18 and 9. For some reason it doesn't feel right here after he's made the deuce point. Can we just make our own deuce? He just no. I'm gonna stick 18 and 9. It's been right all the other times. Yeah. It's going to be the same for the 6-3 and the 6-2. Let's just make sure. Yeah. So I guess when the lesson is when you've made a pure point, you want to play priming game and contact. If you just run, he hits you, you've got the same board strength. And it's close, funny enough, with the 6-3. Just come in. Anyway, it's easy to remember 18 and down for all of them. So that covers the sixes. 5-4, which is going to make the normal split. With 20 and... I mean, 2 down actually in playing the priming game is not bad. Doesn't give him a good... In fact, yeah, I think 2 down. Kind of losing the race small or it's close. Play the priming game, which is pure. Unstack the mid, don't give him a good 3 to attack you when he's got the deuce. Yeah, that's clear. 5-3. Don't think we're so keen to split after this 6-4, you see, like we were after the 3-1 and 4-2. So I don't think it's right to play 21 and 8 here. It's either going to be to make the point. There's a big difference when he makes the 2 points compared to the 3 and 4, because the 2 and the 8 aren't part of the same prime. It's more likely to blitz. You don't need to split so much. So 5-3, I could do this. Gives him a 4-3-6-1. This gives him 6-3-4-5. I don't know. I think they're close. Probably bring 2 down. Maybe when he's got the better point, you just make the point. No, I was wrong with all of them. Just like after the 3-1, you're hitting down. I guess you've got the better board. Split, why not? He hasn't got much to attack you with, really, has he? 2s and 4s. He's stripped on the 8. Okay, not sure why I got that wrong, but anyway. So 5-2. I think 2 down. 5-4 was 2 down. 5-2 should be the same, not giving him a good 3. Concentrate on making a 5 or bar. Yeah. Pretty close though. 5-1, you're forced to slot the 5 point. 4-3. We don't want to give him a good 3 by coming up to the 20, so we're going to play 21 and 9. We've learned to split with a 5-3, so we want to split to 21 and 9 rather than come down with 2 men. Too many flies. No. That's why backgammon's a difficult game. So with the 4-3, I guess the priming potential is so good we do this. Whereas the 5-3, we do this. Okay, I guess you just got to memorize that one. So 4-2-6-4, 5-3 we split, 4-3 we come down with 2, 4-2 we're going to come down with 2 as well. Don't want to give him that good 3. Play the priming game. Close the 4-1. I think we're forced to play 9 and 5. I mean, 13-8 is just horrible. Well, this gives 4s plus 6. 4s, 3-1's good anyway. Double 2's good anyway. 6 it gives him 6-2. Can I just play this? No. Looks right to slot to me, but I'm not sure. Play to your strength, the priming game. Yeah. 3-2. Or do we bring them down like 4-3? Concentrate on that. Or do we step up? This looks more balanced to me, but it was right with the others to come down. But it strips the mid a bit. I think it's 4-4-5-6-3. Okay, we're going to go with this thematically, but they'll probably be close. But 5-4-4-3 was right to come down with 2, so I'm guessing 3-2 is going to be the same. No. Massively wrong this time. It's almost a blunder. Not quite sure why. Just didn't quite look right. I didn't feel comfortable doing it, stripping the mid so much. Sorry, I set it up wrong. That's why it should be like this. Now it's going to be right. 2 down because you don't strip the mid completely. Sorry, I left when I reset. I didn't have a checker on the an extra one on the 8. So yeah. Okay, so it's pick 'em, but just to remember, it's probably easier to bring 2 down. Where are we up to? 3-1, we know what to do. 2-1. I think with the 4-1 it was right. Here it's definitely going to be right to slot with 11 and 5. Play the pure priming game, unstack the mid. Yeah. Okay, doubles. Double 6, double 5, double 4. Double 6, double 5, we know double 4. Tempting just to make the 5 because you're so out priming, but 20 and 9's always right. 20 and 9. Really close, you see. It was tempting to just play the priming game when he's made that. You're so out priming him, you're not in a rush just to split like the other plays. But it's still right. Close though. Double 3. Double 4 was right. Well, we're making the 5 point for sure. I don't think there's a rush here. I think this is his play is so awkward from here. I'm going to make the board. Yeah. Double 2. 22 and 11. It's normal. Double 1 the rack. Okay. So we've done all the 3-1s and 4-2 responses. Now we'll look after we've made 3 point. After he rolls 3-1. 6-5 we run. 6-4. Eighteen and 9's been right the rest of the time. I mean, 14's tempting. We're not making the deuce. We need to get moving from the prime. I guess it's going to be 18 and 9. It's pretty close, but 14, yeah. So 14's slightly better. I guess we're winning the race and we just want to escape. We're not going to win the priming game. Don't really want to get into a hitting war when he's got the better point. Just try and get free. After this 5-3 is ugly. That's a subtle difference, you see. I mean, after this, it was right to split. 18 and 9. But after this, it's right to run. So these are the subtle differences that are important, and they're .02s on the third roll of the game that are so avoidable once we go through them and learn them. So, yeah, 6-4 we run. 6-3. I think it's going to be the same, probably, to run. That does give him a good 2-1 as well. I hear it. 4-5-6. Yeah, I'm going to guess run. That's the game plan. It's not to try and get in a priming battle, anchor, but just run. Probably close. Okay, so it's wrong. So 6-4, you run all the way. 6-3, you still split. So 6-2 is going to be definite 18-11. (6-1), and I'm probably going to have to. Some of these are quite subtle differences. I'll probably have to watch this a few times to ingrain it. If I watch it, play it back to myself. 6. I might play it back, say tomorrow, maybe in 3 days' time, and then in a couple of weeks' time, in a couple of months, just to ingrain it. So the 6-2 down and out. So 6-4 we run, 6-3 down and out, 6-2 down and out, 6-1 makes the bar. 5-4 we've got to come 2 down. 5-3 is going to be 8-21, I guess. Got to split. Same thing. 5-2 we split. 5-1 we split. 4-3, 21-9. 3-2s often quite subtle. We don't want to give him a 2, so I think 22-10 is going to be right here. A bit like after the opening 3-1. 22-10. Got to get split, but the 21, don't want to give him a good 2. Yeah, so 22-10. 3-1, we make the point. 2-1, 11-23. Doubles. Double 6, out and down. Double 5, got to play 3 down and 1 in. Nothing else. Double 4 makes the 5. Double 3. These are quite easy. 21 and 5 point. It's going to be huge. Double 2, we make the 4 point, and priorities to make the 22, I believe, rather than the 11. We've got to get moving. Advanced anchor. So 22 and 4. Double 1, we are going to go for no. Wow, this is an interesting one. Don't think many people will get this right. It's always that double 2. 11 and 4 is just so strong. So now we go for the priming game, even though he's got the 5 and we don't. I guess we've got 5 points. It's pretty strong. It's hard work for him looking at this to escape, isn't it? He's got some awkward ones coming off the mid. Whereas this, we're awkward. Yeah, looking at it, it's pretty. It's just so instant to make this 22, but not here. Okay. So double 1. It's going to be the back. 5 and 7. Having a think between 5 and 22 and 5 and 7. Yeah, really close. Really close. If you want to look like a fish, make this play. You'll have a customer for life. Everyone in the world does this. But there's nothing in it. Right, so that's after 5-3-3-1. 5-3-4-2. 6-5 we run. 6-4. Dun, dun, dun. So after 3-1, after 5-3-3-1, it was right to run all the way with the 6-4 here. I don't think we want to give him a good 2 by running. So I would play 18 and 9, even though it was right after the 3-1. I'm going to go for 18 and 9. Let's pick them. So, it's just easier to remember. I'm just going to play 18 and 9. And after the 5-3-6-4, 3-1 was an exception. 6-3 is going to, well, I guess if that was close, this one's going to be 10, 18 and 10. Yeah, close again. Same for the 6-2. Well, 6-2. I'm just going to run to the 16. It's going to be 18 and 11. So they're all pretty close, but out and split as usual. So 6-1 makes the bar. 5-4 down and split. 5-3 2 down, nothing else. 5-2 down and split. 5-1 down and split. 4-3 split and down. 3-2. I guess it's 10 and 22. We guess. Yeah. Excuse me. 3-1 makes the 5. Onto the doubles. Double 6, double 5, 3 down and 1 in, double 4. Out, and so I mean 20 points for sure. I would make the 4 because the 9 and the 3 aren't connected. Really close between the 9 and the 4. Okay, double 3, 10 and 5, nothing else. Double 2. Well, after the 3-1, it was just huge to make the 4 and the 11, so I can't imagine it not being right with the double 2 to make 4 and 11 here, as opposed to coming out up, which I always 4, 22 and 4. That's why backgammon is a difficult game sometimes, folks. So after 4-2, we're supposed to make the 20. After 3-1, it was clear to make the... I think I see why. I mean, it's close, 11 and 4. But I guess here it just immobilizes these men on the 4 point again, and you've already got a better board. Not a better board, but gives you a balanced game, and all that threat of that priming is gone when you make the 20. Okay, good. Double 1. I assume we make the rack. Okay, so after 5-3, 5-3, 6-5 we run. 6-4. I think I would just run. It was right after the 4-2. Let's have a look. No, but then it gives him a good 2. So out and down, 18, about the pick 'em. 18 and 9 to remember. And I think 6-3, 6-2 is going to be 18 and 10 and 18 and 11. Yeah, 6-1 makes the bar. 5-4, just make sure. I mean, must be down and split. 5-3. Well, we're going to come to the 8 with the 5. Do we split or come down? I think we split. 5-2, we're forced to bring 2 down. 5-1, down and split. 4-3. I think we don't want to give him a good 2, so we play 20 and 10. Don't see any reason to bring 2 down here. It's not like we're massively winning the priming game like we were before with a stronger point against the 3 point, the 5 or the 4. Yeah, 20 and 10 was, well, I call it clear, but 0.012 for an opening for a third roll. 3-2, it's going to be closer between 2 down and 21 and 11. Could it be this? Gives him a 6-4, 4-5, 6-3. Probably a bit too loose. And this just doesn't look great either. Maybe they're close and I'm worrying about nothing. So that's the 2. Where's the 3? Well, let's go for... I'm going to play to the 10 here, not give him a good 2, but I'm not sure. 2 down. So 5-3, 5-3. No, that would have been an error. Better to make the normal split and down. 3-1 makes the point. 2-1 must be down and split. 11 and 23. Can't see much else. 6-6, we make the 2 points. 5-5, 3 down, 1 in. 4-4, 20 and 9 looks right to me. Well, 20 point. Do we just want to make the 4? Could be. It's pretty strong. Yeah, we make the 4. I don't see why not. The 9 and the 3 aren't connected. It was Pickham, wasn't it, after the 4-2? 24-20, yeah, let's Pickham here rather. No big deal. 3s, it's going to be make 21. If 4s would Pickham 20, it's got to be the 5 point. Yeah, 2, no choice this time, but 11 and 5. 1, make the rack. So that was pretty easy. What about if he rolls 6-4? Plays it correctly. Our 6-5 we run. Our 6-4. Well, we played 18-9 with the others. Don't see why not here. Close. Well, close with the 2 point. But running's clearly wrong. So 18 and 9. So it's only after the... Pickham. Pickham. Okay, so it's only after the 3-1 where it's right to run. All the others are, you can just make the 18 and 10. So it's going to be 6-3, 6-2 is going to be the same, out and down. Yeah. Why not? 6-1 is going to make the bar. 5-4 is going to be down and split, I assume. There's no reason to come 2 down. Well, yeah, so let's have a look at the 5-4. So actually after 4-2, 6-4, it was right to come down with 2. Actually, it could be right here as well. If we come down and split, like what's the rush? We're out priming. This is part of the 6 prime together, the 3 and the 8. I bring 2 down here. Why not? You're not in a rush to split after the deuce. No big reason. Close. Close. Slightly better to split. 5-3. So the other times it's been right to split, even though it gives him some good twos. If I come down 6, 3, 4, 5, double 3 is good anyway. And we know that's the 5. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. I mean, it can't be a blunder. So 5, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's often right by a lot to split, as we learned after the 3-1. 3-1, 3-1, 5-3. Anyway, 5-3, so we have to split. So 5-2. It's going to be the same split. So we're not so keen to play the priming game after we've made the 3 point. When we made the 4 and the 5, there's more incentive to bring the men down. Here we just split with a 5-2. 5-1, we're forced to slot the 5. 4-3, it's going to be 20 and 10. No, it's not. That's the second best. Well, second best and third best to pick them. So 5, 3, 6, 4, 4, 3, just 2 down. Whereas the 5-4 was to split clearly, right? Well, it's close. So if 5-4 is close, 4-3 must be down. That makes sense. So what about the 3-2? Do we split and come down or 2 down? And if we split, is it like this? Or like this? I don't know, I'm going to say 2 down if it was right with the 4-3. Not sure. Probably close. Yeah, 2 down. 3-1, we make the point. 2-1. Oh, 2-1. Any of the plays it could be right. 21, just to the 10. 11 and 5. Don't like that very much. Well, we're down in the race. We've got a better prime. Maybe it isn't terrible. It's 4-2-3-1's good anyway. I don't really want to be hit though. I don't just want to come up to the 21. Okay, I'm just going to play 13-10. Not sure though. What would you do? Yeah, marginally right. So it's interesting when you go through this process and you see how close certain plays are and for what reason you hone it. Like if you'd have shown me this, I don't know, before I started this session, I'm not sure I would have got this right. Anyway, the doubles, double 6, double 5 is 4, double 4. Double 4 we make the 20 and the... I make the 4, but I think they're close. Yeah, pick them. So double 3 is going to be right to make the 5. Double 2 is going to be well, we make the 4 point. Do we make the 11 or the 22? I'd say we play for the prime, make the 11. Yeah, double 1, we make the rack. Okay, so last series, after we roll 6-4, maybe we'll do after we make the bar as well, for completeness, see if we've got time. I've got to leave in half an hour or so. How long have we been going? There are a lot to learn, but it's not just learning, sort of see if anything comes out of it. We've been going hour 20 already. If it's a bit long, switch off, I won't be offended. Okay, I'll try and go a bit faster. So we roll 6-4. It's a bit different to the other priming ones. Now he rolls 3-1. What do we do? 6-5, we're going to run. 6-4, we are going to out and down or run? Now I'm confused. I would run. I don't play 18-9 enough. Let's see. Yeah, running's right. But with a 6-3, it's probably not. We've learned to play 18-10. Yeah. 6-2, 18-10. 18-11 rather. 6-1, we make the bar. 5-4. 2 down, no choice. 5-3. I would say 8-21. Does a lot more than the 3. Unstacks, splits. Yeah. 5-2, no choice but to split. Well, there is a choice, but I think it's just right to split after that 5 point. Clear. It's going to be the same thing after 5-1. 4-3, 21-9. Just go through it quickly. Principle after the 5 point. Don't see why not. 3-2. Sorry, 4-2, we make the point. 4-1 is going to be 9-23. Don't really see much else. 3-2. Well, after a 3-1 opener, 22-10's right. I think it's right here as well. Going to go for 22-10, but I'm not convinced. Maybe it's 21-11. I think the 10 point does more. Having builder there. But then, yeah, 22-10 marginal. 3-1. I hope you know what to do. 2-1. 11-23. Don't really see much else. Doubles. So double 6, double 5, double 4 are forced, double 3, we're going to make the 21, I don't know why, but sorry, I'm not going to drive you mad anymore. We're going to make the 21-5. Double 2. That's 2 of them. I mean, I don't think we're priming that much when we made the deuce point already. I think our priority's got to be to do this. But I've been wrong before on the double 2s. Yeah, the priority is sorry, I had it wrong, I clicked double 2, but yeah. I don't really play priming game when we made the deuce point, so the 22 and 4 is right. Double 1. I think we make the rack. 7 and 5. Marginally better than 5 and 22. Wouldn't be surprised if 5, yeah. Okay. So after 4-2, 6-5 we run. 6-4. The thing is, it's marginal not to stay here because you give him a good 1, which is bad here. You know, what's he going to do with 4-1, 5-1, 2-1? They're just, well, I guess 2-1 if you... Anyway, 6-4, I'm going to say I'm going to run with the 6-4 here. Just want to go home when I'm winning the race. Yeah. 6-3. Probably come down, 18 and 10. I think we're seeing a pattern here that it's nearly always right with 6-3, 6-2 to come down. But 6-4 is close. This time, don't listen to my post-hoc explanation. It's better just to run. I think it's because of this duplication, not giving him good 1s. That's quite a bit better to run all the way. 6-2 going to be the same? Probably pick them. Very rarely right to play 24-16. I think I go for 18-11 here. Yeah, 18-11. It's always right with 6-2. It's never right to run with 6-2. So 6-1 we make the point. 5-4 down and split. 5-3 makes the 3 point. 5-2 must be down and split. I can't see any reason why not. Same with 5-1 down and split. 4-3 split and down. 4-2 makes the point. 4-1. Not double up, 9 and 23. 3-2 down and split. And 2-1 down and split. Straightforward basically, except for the 6-3. Where it was slightly right to run. Double 6, out and down, double 4, out and down. 6-4, 2 combinations not beautiful, so I don't think we make the 4 point here. Yeah, double 3. Well, we're making the, I think we make the board. And we're making the 5 point. Can this be better? No. It's got to be this. Double 2. We're not priming after the deuce points, so 22 and 4. I think it's... No. Played too quickly. It's a theme when he's made the... After 4-2. So just going to go through them again. So after he rolls 4-2, when we roll double 2, if we have 3-1, it's right to make the 4 and the 22. It's so powerful. But here, here with a double 2, it's right to make the 4. Here it's right to make the 4. I mean to be honest, I've forgotten the 5 rather, and now the 5. So showing when he's made that 4 point, except for after the 3-1. Well, after the 4-2, it's right. Okay, so except 3-1, you make the strong 4 point and 22, but every other time when you make the 4, the 3, or the 2, you come to the 20 to neutralize that 4 point he's made. Okay, and double 1. I think we're going to make the rack 7 and 5. Yeah, and now that I've come this far, the only other point making number on the opening roll, just about got time before I have to go, is after we roll 6-1. It's probably been going close to 2 hours now. I'm getting a bit tired myself. Never talk so much. Oh, it's only 1.5 hours, long enough. But let's just go through the after we made the bar and he makes the 5 point, what are the right plays? Okay, 6-5, we are running. 6-4, I think we run. Out and down looks a bit too loose, leaving the blot on the 9. I know we like to do it a lot of the time, but we just run. I think it's going to be the same for 6-3 to run. 21 and 7 might be close. I'll just run here. If you're missed, it's a builder for those outer points. No. Error. I think maybe because it's making his 2-1 really good as well. Yeah, looking at it now, it looks so I think over the board I play this. It's so natural to come to the edge of the prime and bring a builder down where you want it. And how about the 6-2 though? We could just run. His 4's come to the end. It's sort of slightly duplicated here. Or we could play 22 and 7 or 18 and 11. So I don't think we want to split to the 18 here because that's giving him a good 6, which wasn't the other case before. It was duplicating why it was nearly always right. So here we either run or we play 22 and 7. With 6-3 it was right to play 21 and 7. I don't see why with 6-2. Okay, we're going to go for 22 and 7. Clear. Not 100% sure I would have gotten that right before. 6-1, 7 and 23. We're not coming out, giving him a good 6. Thinking about giving opponents good 6s is a common theme in backgammon. Okay, so we've gone through the 6s. 5-4's forced, 2 down. 5-3. I think we need to split and come down, rather than that 3 point leaving the blot on the 8 in that ugly structure. 21 and 8 is my bet. Big money I'd bet on this after seeing the other 5-3s. He's made the 5 point. Yeah, 5-2. We are going to want to split. Standard. 5-1 down and split. Standard. 4-3. I think we're just going to step up and down. Nothing else. 4-2 makes the 4 point. 4-1. Bit trickier. I mean, we could play to the 8 point, we could play 9 and 5, or we could split and down. If we split and down, it gives him 2-6-5-3. Okay, so what? I'm going to play 9 and 23, but not convinced. That's what I opt for. Yeah. 3-2. What are we going to do? Quite a few options here. 22 and 10, 21 and 11, or double up. Maybe double up after he's made the 5 point. 21 and 22. Let's go for that. I'm not convinced. Could be 22 and 10. That gives him a 4-5-6-3. I think we're winning the race marginally. He's made the 5 point. We want to come up. Yeah. And 2-1. Shut your eyes and make the 5 point. I mean, otherwise it's 23 and 11. I think you just make the 5. Let's just have a look. Make the 5. Pick 'em between 2 up and yeah. Okay, 5 points fine. Doubles, double 6. Oof. I think 2 up, 2 down. I don't think we make the deuce point here. I mean, 2 outs for sure. This is a bit ugly. And so is this. Maybe we do just do this. Come down later. That was my first instinct, but now I think deuce point. Okay, we're going to go for the deuce point, but I'm not sure. What am I doing? Overthinking. 0.16 blunder. Just so normal. First instinct. All my life, just boom, 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 boom. What do you want to make the deuce point for when he's made the 5 point? You're winning the race, you just want to come down. You don't want to stop priming. Yeah, this is just horrible. Okay, I hope I wouldn't do that over the board. 0.16. Double 5, we make the 3. Double 4, we make the 5. Double 3. Come up. And 2 more. This could be right. I mean, how bad could the 5 point be? I'm going to go for 21 and 5 with this. It's starting to rain. It's been super rainy here in London the last week or so. Heavy autumn weather. Oh, they were picking. Glad I gave that a think. Double 2. That's 2 for sure. I think we make the 22. I mean, this isn't bad at all. But this just seems like a balanced game. We can come and make the 5 point later when we bring builders down. So I'm going to go for 4 and 22. Still can't believe that double 6 I played. I've got to hurry through these a bit because I've got to get going. Yeah. Okay, double 1. Well, we make the 5 point and split. There's nothing really else to the 22. So let's look after the... We've got 6-1 followed by 4-2, 5-3 and 6-4 to go. Actually, 6-4 he doesn't make the point, he just runs. So we've only got this, the 4-2s and the 5-3s to go. Right, so 6-1, 4-2. 6-5 we run. 6-4 we run as well, right? We could come to the 20 and the 7. Not bad. Just run. I'm not convinced. Anyway, I'm going to go for run. Maybe it's making his 2s good, which are a little bit awkward. Anyway, I run. Final answer. Wrong answer. 24, 20, 13, 7. A bit like the splits before. 6-3. I think we just run. I mean, there is a case for this, but it gives him 4, 5, 6, 3 and strips the mid. I think we're getting prime, we need to get moving. We're not winning the priming game, bringing 2 down. Yeah. 6-2. I think 22 and 7. If 6-4 was right 20 and 7. 6-2 certainly is right 22 and 7. Hardly ever right just to come to the 16. 6-1, 7 and 23, nothing else. 5-4, down and split, nothing else. 5-3, this time I think we make the 3 point. We not 2 down, we can't split. We need a point after he's made the 4-2, and the 2 down strips the mid too much. I'm pretty sure there's going to be the 3 point. Yeah, 5-2. There's nothing else but to split. 5-1, the same thing. 8 and 23. 4-3. 20 and 10, I assume. Just check for correctness. What else? It's not going to be 2 down. It's going to be 20 and 10. 4-2 is going to make the 4 point. 4-1, slightly trickier. Could do 2 up. Could do 9 and 23. Could do the 8 point. Could do 9 and 5. No, not 9 and 5. Maybe 2 up. I mean, this is what I probably would play without thinking. And 2-6-3-5 gives him, doesn't do that much. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Let's go for the good old double up. I think you've got to get moving. So the 1's for sure, not 13-8. Yeah, close but good. I'm thinking I'm along the right lines. 3-1, we make the 5 point. 2-1, we make the 5 point, I guess. It's just too strong not to. It was right after 5-1, so it's going to be right after 4-2. Pretty sure of that. So double sixes, we've learned. It was a blunder after 3-1. So obviously, yeah, we're going to bring 2 out and 2 down. Double 5, 3 point, double 4. Double 4. 20 point and 4 point, I guess. 2 points not even that bad. It was Pickham, wasn't it? After the, well, those are 2. This is horrible. So after, it's a bit too deep. I'm going to make the 4 point. Final answer. 20 and 4. No. Wow. As always, 20 and 9. Didn't think this was a good structure on the outside, but maybe I'm just overthinking by now. I think over the board I might have played that. It's just normal. 4 prime. Yeah, it looks nice. Mea culpa. What was I thinking? Double 3. Guess we just make the board all we can. It's crushing. And double 2. Now we know we like to neutralise the 4 point else who's made it, but we can't not make an interval point here. The question is how many. I like the half and half play, 24 and 22. This is appealing as well. I'm going to go for this. Bit of this, bit of that. Bit of this, bit of that. You know what I mean, Gov? I mean, I know it was right a lot of the time, but surely we need to make a point. So when he steps up, a bit of pressure. 4 and 22 is where my money's at. I wouldn't bet my house on it. Yeah, I shouldn't bet my house on it. Double 1. 5, well, easy in hindsight. Double 1, 5 and 22. Right, last one for the day. 6-1 followed by 5-3. Let's see how many we get right. 6-5 we run. 6-4. 6-4. 5-3, 6. 6-1, 5-3, 6-4. My feeling is four stops him from making the 4 point with 4-2 double two. Well, double two is duped. Okay, let's go for that. It was right after the other, after the 5-3. Yeah. So 20. So we're good. Learning something. Same with the 6-3. Sorry, why did I click that? Splitting down. 6-2. We can't split them down. So the 6 is here. Could come down, but that gives him a good 6. I'm going to hop out. I think it's close. I'm going to hop out. It's not often right. Let's come to the 16, but I'm going to break protocol and do it. No! Well, it's better than 18 and 11, giving him a good 6. But the right play is 2 down. How many people will get this right over the board? As opposed to slot. It kind of makes sense. Play for the prime when he's got the 3 point made. It's a bit deep. He's got the stronger board. You don't really want to run. But 6-3, it was so clear to split. Well, here, yeah, you can't split him down. Okay, makes sense.